1966 coup. And let me tell you what the 1966 coup was. Some people, northern people, conspired and put Awolowo in prison. Before then, Awolowo had introduced free education. Free education in the West. And Western people became the best trained people in Nigeria, even up to today, the West. So, there was a preferred government system, we call it structure. There was a preferred structure of government chosen by the forefathers, our founding fathers. Azikiwe, Awolowo, Madubelo. Can even add Akintola, Okpara, and maybe we can put Dennis Osadebe. We found a country doing very well. Do you know that the World Bank made it clear in that period, 1954-1966, that some parts of Nigeria were growing faster than the rest of the world? You see, today, instead of growing faster than the rest of the world, we are told that we are fast growing faster than the rest. We are we are fast growing poorer than the rest of the world. World leader in poverty, Nigeria. From growing faster than the rest of the world to being world leader in poverty. What happened? Why?
You were talking about the 1966
coup.
There's something that you want to say about.
That's what I was going to.
Awolowo was incarcerated.
Okay, I didn't finish that one before I jumped into the other one. Yes. You saw the Awolowo performance. Everybody saw it. He brought television. He built a big, gigantic office. So, most young men, whether you are west or east or north, you see Awolowo as a good administrator. So, instead of languishing in jail, some young men led by Zogu and others from Bendel.
Yes.
And then one, what's the name of the man who came from Yoruba? The number 2 person is from Yoruba. Then, if you saw the list, there are more than 20 people. And our people, Igbo, were minority. And the coup was to bring Awolowo out of jail and install him as Prime Minister of Nigeria. That was the intention. Look at how much we have suffered. Igbo people have been killed massively. People didn't know.
Because of the same Awolowo?
Yes. They didn't know that it was for Awolowo. And nobody is regretting. Those who did the coup didn't regret because they did the right thing. If it just that it didn't work, it didn't work because some of them failed. So that's phase 1. The phase 2 is very important. Nigerians as we call them, our founding fathers, decided on the structure for Nigeria, the political structure for Nigeria. What did they decide? They decided to have a meaningful federal system. Some people can call it true federalism, but let's say a meaningful federal system with regions as federating units. That means there will be a constitution for each of the regions and a constitution for the federal government. The local things are done by the regions. What you call local ambiguous, sometimes up to university education. So we agreed to have each region growing at its own pace. You don't even come near enough. When I was growing up, I didn't know anything about Muslim. So there's nothing, no contact. But being Igbo, we were all over the place. We the north, we were the west, and everything. So it was this structure of federal system based on regions as federating units. It was this structure that made us grow faster than the rest of the world in some parts.
For a very long time, I've battled with my memory, my entire knowledge, to know how I can figure out what are the facts of the 1960s coup, which story is actually true about it. Now, the only thing I can say I know much about, which I've seen in various documentaries, videos, and all of that, is just about the young men, the young military boys who were just, eager to see things work for the best, and then they wanted to take a certain drastic step to bring that is their dreams to reality. Now, I because of the narratives that have been portrayed about these whole stories by different people, you ask someone from the southwest, you get a different narrative. You ask someone from the north, you get a different narrative. And then if you go, I am someone who dwell on Twitter a lot. So, and if you go to Twitter, and please, before you go to Twitter, you must be mentally strong, capable to stand bigotry and all manner of discriminations and all of that. Nigerian Twitter space is in a mess, and I cannot say more or say less about it. You see, if you go to Twitter and sometimes this particular issue springs up, the way people talk about it will make you feel like you don't know anything. Even all the whole stories you've heard is a trash. So I've been hungry for the fact, for the truth, and for the actual mission. Like, what was the real purpose of the coup? Was it to install Aguiyi or to install Awolowo or to exterminate? I don't know, but I've been trying to figure it out. I don't know if anybody has a better clue. This man was a witness. By his age, I think he was a witness, and by the way he spoke, he was a witness of that incident. But I would have loved to hear this story from another elderly person from the southwest. I heard Payo Adeban just say some things about this thing, but he wasn't very discreet enough. I'm definitely going to be visiting him sometimes in the nearest future to hear from him directly about that particular incident. And I will also visit Pa I've forgotten his name. This is our father, the one that used to be the former Afenifere leader. He was also a witness of that incident. I will likely visit one of the sultans, maybe the Sultan of Sokoto, to also get real fact about this incident. We have to dig to the root of this story. Otherwise, people will continue to live in the lies of different propaganda and narrative that was painted about that particular incident.